Jennifer Lawrence and David O. Russell are back together again for their third collaboration of movies to do. Joy, directed by David O. Russell, starring Jennifer Lawrence, Edgar Ramirez, Robert De Niro, Isabella Rossellini, and a few other actors I'll get into as I talk about this movie. This is about Joy Mangano, the woman that invented the Miracle Mop. It is about her fight to get her American dream to happen, all the obstacles that came along her way, and the people in her life. I thought this was a very good movie, but not as good as David O. Russell's previous films like Civil Lions Playbook or American Hustle. I thought those two movies were a bit better, even though Jennifer Lawrence gives an amazing performance in this movie, just as good as she did in the previous films that she was in with David O. Russell's direction. But I thought that this movie had some flaws that made it not as good as the previous films, and I'll get into that as I talk about this movie. Jennifer Lawrence is fantastic in this movie, and she does a really good job portraying this woman that is very strong-willed and will stop at nothing to make sure her dream happens. She gets a lot of obstacles coming in her way, and I don't want to get into too much detail what these obstacles are, but she is very relentless at making sure these obstacles don't stop her. One of my favorite scenes is when she tells off her sister after her sister goes off to the factory that is making her mops and does something that Joy doesn't like. So Joy gets really mad at her sister, telling her that to never speak on her behalf ever again. The way she tells her sister off is really good, and I really did like it. And Robert De Niro is really good in this movie as well. Isabella Rossellini I thought was great, portraying someone that helps give Jennifer Lawrence's character the motivation to go after her dream. Dasha Polanco plays Jackie, Joy's best friend, who sticks by her through thick and thin, through the ups and downs, and is totally supportive. Probably my second favorite character in this movie. My favorite character is Joy herself. Unfortunately, the other characters have some unlikable qualities, and one of the reasons why I don't totally like them as much as I like Jackie and Joy. Edgar Ramirez plays Joy's ex-husband in the movie, and he was very good. From what I hear, he's better in this movie than he was in the Point Break remake. Which I hear is a terrible film. Edgar Ramirez and Jennifer Lawrence have great chemistry in this film. The scenes that they have together are really good, even though he doesn't turn out to be the best husband he can be for her. Bradley Cooper is great as the QVC producer in this movie. He helps Jennifer Lawrence get her foot in the door and get her dream out to the public, and he's great in this movie. I thought he was really good, although he does have some unlikable qualities, like the fact that he doesn't seem to sell the mop correctly, and it takes Jennifer Lawrence's character to actually go to the TV station and sell it herself on QVC in order to get the mop to be sold. Jennifer Lawrence's character has a mom who spends all day in bed watching soap operas. In fact, soap operas seem to be a big part of this movie. There are dream sequences Jennifer Lawrence's character has being in a soap opera, which is okay, but at the same time, I don't like soap operas that much. I don't find them to be all that entertaining. Watching her being stuck in a soap opera in her dreams and talking to her younger self, because her younger self is saying to her what happened to the successful woman that she thought she was going to become, and her younger self is trying to push her to be a bit more affirmative in getting her dream to come true. And I thought a couple of the dream sequences worked and other dream sequences didn't work. Her grandmother in this movie is played by Diane Ladd, who is the narrator in this movie. But the weird thing is, the grandmother is not in the whole movie. Okay, that doesn't make sense. Overall, this movie is really good, but it's not as good as David O. Russell's previous films. I think David O. Russell's directorial style seems to get in the way of the whole movie, but a lot of the scenes did look great, like when you see Jennifer Lawrence falling in love with her ex-husband, seeing their love blossom, as well as seeing why they break up in the movie. That was done pretty well. But the problem with some of the characters having unlikable qualities is the problem with this movie, and not all the characters seem to work well with this movie. I thought that maybe she had a little bit too many obstacles in this film, and maybe they could have found a way to cut down maybe some of the obstacles, or found a way to make it work a little better. But overall, I thought this was a very good movie, so I'm going to give this movie a B. I do think that Jennifer Lawrence will get a Best Actress nomination for this film, but I don't think this movie is going to get Best Picture or Best Director with David O. Russell like his previous films have. And that's all I got to say for Joy.